Hello again, everyone. Melth here, with more of my Baldur's Gate 3 challenge run. This time, I'll be leaving the Gauntlet of Shar to go deal with Malus Thorm in the House of Healing. A fun boss fight. As usual, details of my challenge run are in the YouTube video description, and watch out for spoilers throughout this run. Alright, so last time I completed the Trials of Shar, we have all the Umbral Gems now, and so in character, having made the trials impossible to complete for Balthazar, we plan to just leave and ditch him here, and now go break the Shadow Curse. The first step of which is to go to the House of Healing. Before I leave entirely, I guess I should go over and get a couple more spell slots back from the Maragons that I left alive over near where Yurgir was, which I can do after doing a short rest, which I guess is about time to do. I haven't used all the resources that I can get back yet, but I've used up my Warlock spell slots, I've used up Karlach's Channel Divinity. I don't really need much healing at all, but, you know, still, I'm going to do that now and get back, especially her Channel Divinity charges.
Feeling fresh? Rest.
Alright.
Moving ahead.
You know, it occurs to me, I think over here there's a bit of treasure I didn't actually collect. There's a corpse of a Zealot of the Absolute we can go loot. I think I should probably sell a bunch of stuff. I'm getting over encumbered pretty frequently. Just money over there.
Anything of use?
So, the mangled carcass of this zealot who was sent by Balthazar to investigate Yurgir. Again, I'm not sure why Balthazar always just signs as B, because it's not like he's really hiding his identity from anyone. They don't really expect anyone, except for the fellow cultists, to be out here anyway. Maybe just saving on ink.
Still breathing, despite everything.
Planar Binding is a pretty nice scroll. It's situational, but like when you want it, you really want to just steal enemy summon. That's often a just instant win of a fight. I think over here leads up to where Yurgir's guys are waiting, and then we'll get back, as I said, some of those level 1 spell slots. As a reminder, the way that works is that the Spell Thief Bow, once per short rest per character, can give you back a level 1 spell slot when you get a critical. Now that's pretty good on its own, but you can really optimize that if you get ways to guarantee criticals, which I've been doing by knocking enemies out, leaving them 1 HP, then coming back and shooting them point blank. Do bear in mind that it must be point blank to be an auto-critical, even against a knocked out or paralyzed person.
If it is for the best.
There we go. Okay, and there's still 2 more in here awaiting harvesting for Ballista and Minthara. Let's make sure to turn off dual wielding, which turns itself on whenever it has the opportunity. It is an absolutely horrible feature and should not be the default. And I guess we don't really want the Staff of Arcane Blessing on Astarion right now. We could change that up. We could give that to Karlach, but she's kind of busy with Lathander's Light, which is often more valuable. I'll think about that. Anyway, we'll give him back the Defender's Flail, I think, for that +1 AC. With that, off to Last Light, I think, to just sell some gear, and then on to the morgue to confront Malus.
Time to press ahead. Yeah. It's more where that seems like a good moment to talk.
I guess I love these Devofoil masks, the Maragon masks. They're a lot of fun, but I'm never going to use them in this caster-heavy party. As a reminder, what they do is, while you have party members wear them and you're in proximity to each other, you lose a point each of Intelligence, Wisdom, and Charisma, but gain a point each of Strength for every mask that's nearby. So, for a high-strength party, it can be a very fun party build type item, but usually pretty bad. You could, by the way, have Dammon make some bombs out of them, but those bombs are also pretty terrible. I don't think they're really ever worth an action compared to smoke powder.
How many died today?
Alright, off we go to the Grand Mausoleum, which is right next to the House of Healing. Where again, we know that we need to go, or rather we have a marker indicating that we need to go for the next step of the Break the Shadow Curse questline. And for a fun battle against Malus. We could just walk over to the roof there, but I think it'll be more efficient to just fight Malus himself right off the bat and then explore the place afterwards. Let's get down there instead. So, sneaking into this side entrance, we could peek over there and see this horrifying surgery going on, but I don't think we do that in character. No reason to be doing that right now. We get into Malus's private study here, which reveals the way to get him to kill himself via conversation. Which, of course, we won't be doing because we want to do everything via battle for this challenge run. I do think, at least the first time I was going through, it seemed very cool when I found out you could talk these people into killing themselves rather than battling them. But when I found out it applied to every single one of these Thorm relatives, that became less interesting. It wasn't special anymore, just kind of a formulaic thing that they could all be talked to death. Book about Celeborn, who's like God of Death number 5 or whatever in this setting. He's the neutral judge of the dead, who I think started off as immortal. I mean, pretty much all the gods in this setting started off as immortals. I think he had like a book about him while he was immortal or whatever, and then became a god later. If I remember rightly, Oneiros was like the Greek god of dreams, so this probably means like dream divination. Mancy, people often think it just kind of means magic, but the Greeks would have used that to mean divination, essentially. Not 100% sure what this is about, but might be a reference to like, I don't know, the Eberron setting has trains, I think. That's a D&D setting. Not sure about that. And here is the book that reveals the doctor is not only twisted, but also just very, stupid, and just trying to train his apprentices to eventually murder him. Typical Shar nonsense. These gloves, I really want to like. They're a fun idea. It's always a little bit odd to me that poison damage and the poison status in this edition are so separate. These gloves make them be kind of related. But the trouble is, a lot of enemies are immune to poison damage. A lot are immune to the poison status. Not always the same thing, either. And at this point, we're fighting nothing but undead, basically. These gloves are just not very good, because almost everything is immune to them anyway. And the poison status would have been good in Act 1 or whatever, but at this point it's kind of out of date, I would say. So it would have been fun gloves if we got them back in Act 1, but not so much now, in my opinion.
Still in control. Just.
Alright, so we go in and we see something horrifying happening. I think Astarion might activate an Oil of Accuracy.
Let's get going.
So this patient here is kind of impossible to save. Basically, no matter what you do, they'll treat it as if they already gouged out the guy's eyes, and even if you rescue him, he'll just kind of run off and vanish.
The scalpel indeed is an extension of Shah. See how the patient reacts when I would...
And Ballista will attack immediately to put an end to this depraved spectacle. He's not watching this guy cut the person apart just for fun there. So, we've got Malus and his 4 sisters here who are going to help him. Not literal sisters, of course. Now, Malus, unlike the hulking Yrgir, actually has some hit points and some armor class. He's not super easy to kill. He's not that much on offense unless you're crowded into melee work and then get these guys to do AoE, confusion effects, and things like that, but melee, don't do it. So, what I think I'm going to try to do, though, is get them to be all together on one side of the room where I can deal with them efficiently. And by efficiently, I mean with a lightning bolt. Alright, let's have you get over there. Let's have you join in. And we'll do a speed potion. Now, last time we tried this, we had a problem where we only got 2 people, and one of them was not Astarion, who's the most important. So I want to make sure that doesn't happen, but this looks like it's pretty well nestled, so let's go for that. There we go. Okay.
What now?
So I plan to have a ballista maybe get over to that side. They should have almost no chance to hit him, I think, given that they have disadvantage against him, among other things. So that should be fine. We can also walk over here and maybe apply blinding to them. Yeah. Well, he failed. That's nice. So you get over there. You can probably just provoke the attack and be fine. You've got massive armor class right now, and they have disadvantage. Yeah. What was even their chance to hit? Yeah, that was basically they didn't have a chance. So now we're going to turn on Repelling Blast, that's what we're over here for, and try to push these two, if I get a better angle, to be over in a line with those two. That looks that one's not so promising. Might be a little too far. I think we can make it work. You need to go further, though. Is there an angle that knocks both of them where they'll be in a line and get wiped out? Whatever, we'll just go for it like this. I think that Karlach can then get over here and that will blind them. Well, not blind them. That will demolish them with a lightning bolt without hitting the patient. Alright, so we could also try to entangle that guy. There's some chance of it working. Spike Growth would work too. Spike Growth would hit a lot of them for decent damage, but we should probably not do that until we have to know where Karlach is going exactly. Let's have you throw a water bottle at them to get them all soaking wet, and then we can wreck them from there. That should be a way to hit 3 sisters, right? Or at least 2 sisters. That should be good. Yeah, let's do that. Okay.
Alright, Karlach. It's go time.
So now we just need to find the ideal positioning that hits the ones we want. I do have, of course, and could use Lightning Bolt scrolls. I have tons of those. Looking forward to when I can use Chain Lightning, but per my rules I can't use that yet. Because no character is high enough level to just cast it legitimately. That should do it. Max that out. Let's save it for Malus. They're getting very lucky. Okay, Malus didn't need it. Whale of Loss. If we just kill her off with Psychic or Sonic Backlash first, she won't have a chance to do that at all. What level is it? I don't know. Alright, so you're just dead. No Whale of Loss for you. So now we're down to Malus. Now Malus has a legendary action that's mostly useless, where you can just make them all do Whale of Loss, but like, unless you're in melee with them, which you don't need to be unless you want to be, they don't have a chance to do that anyway. Did he lose his blinding status? That's a bit annoying, isn't it? Can we re-blind you? No? Okay, so he's no longer blinded. Unfortunate. What am I else to hit you? 95%? I like that. From up here, would I have high ground? Probably. Let's go for that. Okay, let's turn on Sharpshooter. 95. I think I should probably shoot an Undead Slaying Arrow at this guy. He has a lot of hit points. Now, how much more damage will we need? We do have a lot of sources of damage here. We've got haste and things like that in people. I can also battlefield control him if I have to. He does have a legendary resistance, but I think we could still probably do it given how massive the save and throw DCs are against my guys. Come on, get in there. I'm pretty sure we can get this guy in one round, which will be pretty cool. Even without him being blinded.
On your command.
He's kind of the opposite of Yrgr in that Yrgr is, although massively big, very, very fragile for some reason, but has good initiative and kind of is, I wouldn't call him a glass cannon, but, you know, at the very least like a glass rifle or something like that. Malus, on the other hand, is absurdly bulky for how small he is, like just really hard to kill, but I say bulky as if I was playing Pokemon here. Anyway, my point being that he's tiny, but he's really, really robust, but his offense is just not that great. He can revive a sister, he can, you know, they can team up to do high damage, but that's pretty easily dealt with, I would say. Yeah, we've got him from here. Might have an overkill even.
Never a dull moment.
Baldur hates this guy, so he'll get a kill. Alright, now we can free the patient, but not in conventional ways for some reason. Lockpicks just won't work on him. Talking to him is unhelpful. Even though we save them before his eyes were gouged out, his eyes are still gouged out. Again, there's no real way to interact with him and save this guy. The game just doesn't have any features to allow you to do so. But the way to free him is you can get... You can lie on top of him, that's not very helpful. You can get a knock scroll and that frees him. I'm going to go and do that, basically. It doesn't matter out of character, but in character, there's no way to leave him like this. I do know where there's one knock scroll we can get guaranteed, and that's in the Masons Guild, so I'm going to head there next. Here's the loot we wanted. We can go back and talk with Halsin about that, but first we better save this poor patient. This is it's an okay amulet. Paralysis is a very, very good status. Of course, if you're critically the enemy already, unless you have a way to guarantee criticals, which there are some ways to do, the best way to guarantee a critical is for them to already be paralyzed, though, something like hold person or hold monster. So I don't love this, but it is pretty good. And you can use it with things like Luck of the Far Realms to get a guaranteed critical and therefore a threatless of paralysis. But it is a lot of setup for just paralyzing one person, maybe. They've got all their horrible surgery tools here. Alright, so we will... Presumably in character would leave someone to guard this guy, and then we'd head off to the Masons Guild, but no way to actually do that in-game here. We'll pick up with that next time, I think, and then search this place after that. Thank you for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon supporters. Master Knight DH, Jackie, Enlino, Travis, Carlo Andrea 97, Cthulhu's Mom, Oliver, Andrew Curzon, Troobsy, Skill Rap, Gregory, William Wakefield, Danny Hall, Jeffrey Morse, Jost, Becca, Jack, Mashas01, Jacob Marshall, Nubiana, Till Fisher, Discord Colossus, Nicholas Schmuck, Kostia Nesterovich, Goman Blackrock, Dodo King 4, Marcin Bialik, Techno Waffle, Nebular, I Luke, Michael Francis, Emperor Kong 420, Robin Mackey, Micken Balls, Stygian Flamey, Micah Marie, Christopher Allen, Stefan Van Zyl, Eddie, Wendy, Ali Kasamoglu, Lucas Riverola, Skylar Sauce, Nick Myers, Bethany James, Emp Ninjas, Preben, Mango Jelly, and Chupaton. Have a great day, everyone.